Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some really easy Christmas sublimation crafts. This is just to help you get inspired and give you some ideas. Also, all of these would definitely work as gift ideas as well. And I'm going to be giving away some of the items that I'm sublimating today, so be sure to stay tuned to see how to enter the giveaway. But before we get started, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing down below. So before we get started sublimating, I just wanted to show you the ink and the paper that I'm going to be using, and Hiipoo is partnering with me for today's video, so I am very excited because you guys know that I love Hiipoo. So this is just their regular paper, and everything that you see me using, I am of course going to link down below in the video description box. Now I also have their ink, and this is my favorite ink by them because it is in their easy fill bottles, and this makes putting the ink into your printer so much easier than the old style bottles. So here is my Epson printer. This is the one I use for sublimating, and I already have all of my Hiipoo ink already installed. Need any help at all seeing how to load the ink or just getting started, I'm gonna leave my sublimation how to get started video linked down below, and I'll walk you through the entire process. I'm just going to add my Hiipoo paper, and of course you can see that little Hiipoo symbol on the back, and that is the side that I'm going to load towards the back so we can print on the plain white paper. So now the first item we are going to be sublimating are these coasters. These from Amazon, and I had a really fun idea for them. So I wanted to kind of go with the Nutcracker theme for Christmas, and I just wanted to show you quickly. So this is how I made my design. So this is just Canva. I just used the free version, and I got these images from Etsy, so I just purchased them and then downloaded them. I will leave these images linked down below as well. It was really inexpensive, and you get a ton of images for the price, so that was really helpful in creating a lot of these designs today. So what I did was just measure my coaster, and then I made a template on Canva, and you see that gray circle, that's just kind of to mark out where the coaster would be, and then before I print it, I just went ahead and deleted that. And I did flip my images before I printed it for sublimation. It wasn't really needed since there is no text here, but I usually do that anyway. So now I'm just going to go ahead and trim my images, and since I did make this image slightly larger than the coaster, I'm not going to trim it exactly. I'm just going to kind of cut out a rough square. Taped my image on there nice and secure with some heat transfer tape, and I'm going to be placing my sublimation blanks with the photo facing up. And you'll see that there are only 3 here, and that's because I did sublimate one off camera just to make sure I had the right temperature, and I'm going to sublimate these for 250 seconds at 360 degrees. It put regular computer paper underneath as well as on top of my coasters, and then a reusable Teflon sheet, and that is just to catch any ink that could potentially leak out, and then the Teflon sheet is just to protect our coasters from that hot heat plate. And here is how they turned out. I was so impressed with this one. The colors are beautiful and vibrant. These came out so much better than I was even expecting. This is just one idea for these coasters. You can put photos on here or anything you like. And I did want to show you a little hack for this. So these ones don't come with any protective cork on the bottom. So some that you order do, some don't. These ones didn't. So what I did was just pick up this cork adhesive paper at Dollar Tree, and 1 sheet is plenty for all 4 coasters. So I just went ahead and traced it out. You can kind of see it there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just cut slightly smaller than that outline, and then that way it's going to be a perfect fit for the bottom of our coasters. And this is just of course going to just protect it from scratching your table. It's not too rough, it is a smooth surface, but still it is ceramic, so I figured that this would just kind of make it a little bit smoother. You double check to make sure that it's going to definitely fit on the bottom. You can go ahead and just peel off that paper backing and attach it to the coaster. This is nice and sticky, but that also means that you only get 1 try at it, so be sure it is centered before you stick it down. And here's how they all turned out, and I did want to show you how you can present these as a gift to somebody. So I'm actually just going to be replacing my regular coasters with these Christmas ones just for the season. But if you have an old coaster cozy like this, you can definitely just fit these in there and give this as a gift. Or I know sometimes at stores they'll have really inexpensive coasters and you can just purchase them and use the container that way. But if you can't find a container, don't worry. This is a great way to wrap them up as a gift, and this still looks beautiful. So I just cut a nice long piece of ribbon and I'm just going to tie it around all four coasters to make sure they are nice and neat. And this would make such a beautiful gift to somebody. Just pick a theme that they really love, or even just 4 of their favorite photos. They could be vacation photos or family photos, and trust me, they will absolutely love this gift. Next up, we are going to be creating one of my favorite things to sublimate, and that is a glass cutting board. This one from Amazon, I'll leave it linked down below, and they have a bunch of different sizes. And these actually sublimate a little bit differently, so we don't sublimate the top, we're actually going to sublimate the bottom, and the image basically comes up through the bottom, so it's pretty cool. So all I did for this one was go to Canva, I put in the custom size that I needed, and then I just chose a watercolor background, and then these are those same images from that Etsy one that I ordered, and you're going to be seeing those a lot in this video because I do love them and I love a good theme. So once I was able to just put all my images into Canva, I was able to resize them and just put them wherever I liked. And this was the scene that I came up with, and I just think it's so beautiful. So for this one, I did use the larger Hiipoo paper, but it just depends on what size your cutting board is. So you might want to use the larger legal size paper, or if it's a smaller cutting board or a round cutting board, you might be able to use the standard size. So like I mentioned before, this one does sublimate differently. So for a cutting board, you're actually not going to reverse your image when you print it out. You're going to print it however you want it to appear on your cutting board. And then once you do that, you can actually just place your cutting board right on top, tape it down. I like to use a little bit of extra tape because it is such a big item. And then I put some regular printer paper down. Then I put my sublimation item with the photo facing up, more paper on top, and then I put my reusable Teflon sheet. And here is how it turned out. Now this is extremely hot when you take it out, so be sure to use your heat protectant gloves, and you do want to let this cool completely before handling it too much. It does retain quite a bit of heat, but here it is after it was nice and cooled. And how beautiful is this? So you'll see it has that nice kind of glass finish on the top. This is how the back looks. You can kind of just see the image there, but it is just so pretty. And what I like to do with these is just use them as a charcuterie board because they're so beautiful. You can definitely use this as a cutting board, but I love to put these out seasonally, and I just think they look so pretty. So these actually do come with these little rubber feet as well. So you put those on after you sublimate, and I'm just going to go ahead and peel them all off. They are self-adhesive, and this just makes it so it's a little bit raised up. Also does help it from slipping. And here is just a closer look at it. Again, I just love these. They are just so beautiful. And a really fun gift idea would be to pair these two together. So if you're going to a Christmas party this year, what a wonderful hostess gift this would be. Pair this with a bottle of wine or maybe your favorite cheese, and you will be the hit of the party. We are going to be sublimating an ornament, and this is probably one of the best gift ideas in this video because it's really simple but also really heartfelt. And what I like about these is you can sublimate both sides. So for this one, I just kept it really simple. I'm actually going to be giving this one to my husband. So I just went into Canva, I created the size I needed, which was 3 inches for this ornament. And on the front, I'm just going to put a picture of my husband and I. And in the back, I'm just going to write Merry Christmas and then put the words I love you. But you can put anything you like. If there's something you want to commemorate, if maybe there was a new baby born this year, or a wedding or an anniversary, you can just type out your message and the year on the back and then put a photo on the front. So here's how they print it out, and they do look lovely here, but once we sublimate them, you're really going to see those colors pop a lot more. Also are kind of unique in the way that they sublimate, so I'm going to walk you through the steps. So I'm going to be doing the back first, and that is for a reason, and I'll kind of explain as we go. But all I did was just print out my image, of course, placed on my ornament and taped it down. But The kind of unique thing that the directions said to do was to heat up your heat press to 362, close it for a few seconds just to heat up the rubber. So now after I let it warm up for a few seconds, I'm just going to go ahead and open it. And it did say to let it raise back up to 362. So I'm just going to get everything set up while we're waiting. So I put down some computer paper, but it does say to sublimate this with the image facing down. So I made sure to put my ornament facing up. Then I put another piece of computer paper and my reusable Teflon sheet. And this one does sublimate for 240 seconds at 362 degrees. And here's how it turned out. So the directions were right. It came out great. But I'm going to show you. This is what I was a little bit nervous about because it does want us to sublimate it with the image facing down. Now I had to sublimate, obviously, the photo facing down, but I was a little bit worried how the back would turn out, since we had just sublimated it and it was going to be facing up against that hot heat press. So I did add 2 pages of computer paper, which it was pretty promising here. I wasn't too worried because not that much ink came out. And then I'm going to show you the ornament in a second, but it was totally fine. Everything worked out fine. The back was okay. But I would say that if you are going to be sublimating both sides, do the back first, or the side that maybe isn't your favorite, if that makes sense. So if you're doing a photo on the front, do that second. That way that one doesn't have to get that really harsh heat on the top when you do your second round of sublimating. And here is just a closer look at the ornament in the natural daylight, and I just think this is so sweet. I know my husband is going to love it. And these ones actually do come with a red ribbon for each ornament. I believe there were 10 ornaments in total in the pack. And again, of course, I'm going to link everything I'm using down below in the description box. So all you have to do once you sublimate it is, of course, let it cool down completely so it is safe to handle, and then you can add in your ribbon. So I'm just kind of measuring it up here, and then I'm going to just basically tie a very easy knot. I'm sure you could probably tie a nice bow as well, but I was just keeping it pretty simple today. I already know that I'm going to be getting calls from my family members as soon as they see this video putting in their ornament requests. And finally, I saved the best for last. We are going to be sublimating Hiipoo brand tumblers. Now, Hiipoo did send these to me, and I wanted to just check them out on camera with you, and I have to tell you right away, I was super impressed. They are great quality. The lid is nice and secure. It opens up and it feels really good. And these do actually come with a metal straw as well, a reusable straw. Something I was really surprised about and really happy about was that these come with an adhesive coaster bottom. So it's this little rubber piece here, and you wait till you're finished sublimating, and then you can just peel off the backing and add it to the bottom of your tumbler. That way it becomes non-slip, and it just acts as a really great coaster bottom. Another thing that I love about these tumblers is they are car cup holder friendly, which is really important for me. So now for the designs on this, I of course had to go with the Nutcracker theme because I mean, it's kind of the theme of our whole video, but I did do a really fun gingerbread theme as well. So I just went ahead, measured my tumbler, and then I used that same pattern that I used for the coaster before for my first one. And then for our second one here, I'm going with a really cute gingerbread pattern. And this pattern I actually did make in Canva completely for free, so it's really easy to replicate. So once I was finished with my pattern, I just went ahead and printed them out. So the first one we're going to be doing is the gingerbread theme, and it's kind of hard to see here, but I did add a very light color background. It's almost like a super light tan, and it's a little bit hard to see here, but you can kind of see it on camera. And I'm just going to go ahead and basically trim off any of that extra paper right around our image. When sublimating a tumbler, you really want to make sure to almost get an exact fit. So I don't want to leave any extra pattern on top or on bottom. I really just kind of made sure to take some extra time and care to trim it down just right. And you don't want a lot of overlap either here. You really want to try your best just to get it nice and snug so it's all the way around, but you don't want too much extra. And when you're taping it, be sure to hold it really snug. So once I had my heat tape on, I just took a piece of regular printer paper, and I'm just going to roll this around my tumbler and go ahead and tape that on as well. And that is just to protect the machine from any ink that could potentially leak out. Here's my tumbler press, and I already preheated it to 360 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and just put in our tumbler, and these sublimate pretty quickly. So what you have to do is just sublimate them for 45 seconds, but you do have to do 2 rounds of it, and that is just to make sure that you're getting that image to fully sublimate all the way around. So after the first 45 seconds, I'm going to take my tongs and of course my heat protectant gloves, and I'm just going to give that one full turn. So the top of that tumbler is now going to be on the bottom, so 180 degrees, then close up my machine and let it sublimate for another 45 seconds. That way everything is getting even heat so it can sublimate properly. Now this is my favorite part. It's like unwrapping a present on Christmas morning. I love seeing the final result. Paper was super easy to take off, nothing stuck at all, and up close this truly is beautiful. It is nice and clean, everything sublimated perfectly. There's no hot spots, there's no spots that didn't get any. Everything looks nice and even. So now that it is cool, I went ahead and just placed on the lid, and now we can also place on that rubber coaster bottom. So all you have to do is just peel off that paper backing, and then it fits right into the center circle. And here is a closer look at the final gingerbread tumbler. And here is our second design. So it is of course the Nutcracker one, and this is the same print that I used earlier on the coaster, but I was excited to see how this one would sublimate as a larger print. So again, I just made sure to trim it down exactly to size, and then I taped it down nice and snug, and then I'm adding a piece of regular paper on top just to protect the machine from any ink. And again, I have my machine preheated to 360 degrees. I'm going to insert my tumbler, and I'm going to set the timer for 45 seconds. Once that is up, I'm going to open up my machine, put in my tongs, rotate my tumbler one full turn, 180 degrees, so the top part is now on the bottom. Then I'm going to close my machine and let it sublimate for another 45 seconds. And here is how this one turned out. I think that this one might be my favorite, but I do love the Nutcracker, so that's probably why. But it really is beautiful. So here's a closer look in daylight. You can really see how vibrant those colors are. The Nutcracker looks awesome. So cute. I just think that this one is so much fun. Now I'm just going to add on that adhesive coaster, and we are done. And here is a closer look at the final Nutcracker tumbler. Now for the giveaway. I am so excited to let you guys know that we are going to be giving away both tumblers. I think that these are just such beautiful quality, and I definitely want to share them with you guys. So you can either win the gingerbread tumbler here or the Nutcracker tumbler. All the rules on how to enter are going to be down below in the video description box. But basically, you just have to be subscribed to my channel to be eligible to enter the giveaway. And then to enter, all you have to do is just give this video a thumbs up and then leave me a comment down below and let me know if you want to be entered for either the Nutcracker by leaving the word Nutcracker, or if you want to be entered for the gingerbread one, you can just put the word gingerbread. So either keyword for whichever one you would like to be entered for, and that's pretty much it. That way I'll know you're entered for the giveaway. And this giveaway is only open to the 48 contiguous United States. But again, all the rules will be listed down below in the video description box. This giveaway will be closing this Friday, December 16th at 8 p.m. We'll be posting the winners on Friday as well at 8:30. So be sure to come back here and see who the winners are. I'm going to list the names in my video description box of this video, as well as do a community post, so you'll be able to see if you won a tumbler. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much to Hiipoo for partnering with me on this video. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed it. Merry Christmas.